challenge was based on really helping men find their identity in Christ, not in what they do. Like, man, like you don't belong in this low level space of just barely getting by and barely knowing who you are. Every man is called to impact.
So can you hear me sometimes when I'm in my office? Because it's right around the corner from yours. He said, yeah. And I said, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to not tell everybody good morning and sing when I don't know how to not be that. That's who I've always been. And he said, who told you have to be anything other than you? He said, I know who I hired. He said, I know who you were. Listen to me what the man said. I'm telling you what the man said. You don't even remember. I guarantee you he doesn't remember this. He said, I knew who you were before I hired you.
Wow.
Each of us were born with greatness on the inside of us, but when we ignore it and don't embrace it, then we house it and then we die. And if you think about it, the wealthiest place in the world, Brian, is the cemetery. It's full of gifts and treasures of unpublished books, gold platinum songs that have never been heard, or groundbreaking cures that haven't been discovered because we were afraid to take a risk. And I think that when you live in mediocrity, part of it is because people are afraid of failure. The people who live extraordinary lives, they don't see failure as failure. They see failure as lessons.
And when we get in the process, we go through the crushing. You know, it's hard. It's like, oh, why is this so hard? Why is this such a challenge? But it's really the point of God breaking all this stuff off of you. He's breaking things that should not be there. It's crushing down, you know, that breaking that flesh down, getting all that extra stuff. Then he starts to clean you up and, you know, remove all the debris. You know, this is the part where the renewing of the mind starts to happen. You know, he starts to wash us with the word and transforming us by the mind. And then he starts to separate us, because as your mind separates, then your circumstances in your circle starts to separate.
Yes,
you know?
Preaching now, yeah.
Well, all of that, I was like, the process is the exact same, you know, but people are willing to stick with the process when they realize that I'm going to get a diamond at the end.
How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for tuning into another awesome, amazing podcast episode here at Brian's Place. So I know it's been a cool minute. I'm back like I never left, because I didn't. It's been a great season of growth. Some things have been shifting in a good way. I'm grateful for that. So still here, just revamping some things. So it's all good. This new year so far has been really great. Full of declarations, moving forward, adjustments, a new work schedule. Of course, grateful for that. So yeah, I just want to give you guys a quick update of what's been going on and what's to come. I'm currently in the process of rewriting one of the plays I wrote several years ago. The play's called When Real Men Cry, and I'll just give you a brief synopsis of it. So the play, it follows the life of a young boy who lives with his mom, and he starts being real disrespectful to the point where the mom sends the boy to live with his dad. And at first everything's cool, but then the dad starts being very verbally abusive to the point where the young boy can't take it anymore. So he makes up with his mom and then goes back to live with his mom, and then purposely loses touch with his dad for like 5 or 6 years. And then out of nowhere bumps into his dad at his aunt's funeral. And by this time, he's a young man, and he has enough courage to confront his dad. And he asks him why he treated him so badly the way he did. And at this point, the dad starts breaking down and starts crying as he shares that the only father he knew was a drill sergeant in the military. And you know how they are. So at this point, the young man now, and the dad both break down, and from that point, and start crying. And from that point, they begin to mend their relationship. And so the play ends with the dad standing on the front row at the son's wedding. And also, the other play I wrote is called A Brooklyn Love Story. More details to come with that. Excited about that. Also, we'll be rewriting a movie script I wrote as well. So, well, not rewriting it, but really, adding the finishing touches to it. So, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this creative gift that God has given me. So it's been great. Of course, marriage life. It's been an awesome year. A lot of growing, a lot of growth. And Michelle is truly, truly, truly amazing. I'm thankful for her. I'm grateful that we are able to come together and help one another soar. And part of that means, us being naked and not ashamed with one another and with God. And like, that's a core for everything else. And it's a blessing. And I believe we can both testify that who God is bringing us into is definitely grateful than the person that we've been. So I know for me, definitely. So I'm grateful for that. So in February was my stepdad's birthday. So me and Michelle, we drove up to the Bay Area and met up with my brothers up there and their families, and we surprised my stepdad. Took him um, out to eat and had good fun time at the house, taking pictures and just chilling. And it was real good. Definitely needed. Truly grateful for that. Grateful for um, his love, his legacy, and the lessons and his laughter that he's always displayed. And of course, truly a awesome heart after God. Of course. So yeah, it's been good. And then on March 23rd, can you believe it's been a year since we got married? March 23rd of last year. So yeah, we celebrated our 1 year anniversary, and we went to see the one and only Babyface. Truly, truly an amazing show. As most of you probably know, he's written songs for a whole lot of people. So it was an awesome show, an amazing time, and and truly, truly grateful for marriage, the for all that God is bringing us into. And of course, I've been working on myself, and as a man and as a husband. And the Apostle Paul said, I haven't reached these things yet. I haven't reached this mark yet. But this one thing I do, I press. And so in everything, I press more and more and more with God's help and continued guidance into the fullness of all that God has in store for me, and into all that He has placed in me. And so we have some awesome, amazing upcoming guests. Um, Also, put in there was a little halt in the podcast book. And for those of you who may not know, so this podcast is currently in its ninth season. I started it in October of 2019. In October of 2019, and every season has 20 episodes, and it's currently in its ninth season. And so with every season there's a book attached, so these same awesome episodes you can watch here on YouTube and listen to on Spotify. Now you can also read. I transcribe everything, so yeah, you can read it as well. And also, that's of course great for especially the deaf community, who is able to read the podcast and be able to enjoy it and be blessed by it as well. So truly grateful. So that is in the works, and of course, with this podcast being in its ninth season, of course, I got some books to catch up on, but yeah, definitely we have more awesome, amazing upcoming guests as well as solo episodes, and I'm grateful as always. Thank you all for rocking and rolling with me. Again, I know it's been a cool minute, but it's all good. I'm still here. I am still here. Sometimes, how do you say it? Sometimes life be lifing. But it is all good. I'm still dedicated and committed to all that God has placed in my heart to do and to walk in. And of course, grateful for, I call you guys my podcast fam. So grateful for all of you. Um, as always, a great thing, especially here on YouTube, you're able to go back and look at previous episodes and look at all the interviews, which are underneath the live section of this podcast. Excuse me. So I am grateful. Just want to give you guys an update. I pray that your year, your April, your new year is off to a great start, and that you continually walk in all that God has placed in you as well. That was it. As always, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, this is yours truly, BDP Brian David Porter, still living in purpose, on purpose, intentionally. Y'all be blessed. Till next time, talk to y'all soon.